I love being a mom so much, and I mean that in that I really love being my children's mom. I love our relationships. This is the part, these are the moments of my life. This is the big part of my life. And I'm so grateful for it, and I'm in awe of it. And what I've realized over the years, I think, is a terrible phenomenon, a sad phenomenon. It breaks my heart is that so many parents are experiencing parenting mostly as a stressful experience. And this is a hard conversation, really, for me to sort of just have and to kind of be public about, because it sounds like what I'm saying is toxic positivity, right? That I'm just like, everything's great and nothing stresses me out. And when I say that sometimes that I love parenting so much, what people hear is sort of a shaming that other people should love it. And they don't. And that I don't want to talk about the hard things. But really, the difference for me is that I don't define my role as a parent based on the things that are hard. I see the things that are hard, like behavioral challenges, as hard things, stressful things that we have to work through and figure out together. But I don't see my whole role as a mother is to find magical ways to solve those little mini moments, even when they become patterns that become threads in our lives. I still reflect on my role as a mother in a much different way. I see my role as a parent, as a teacher, as a sort of shepherd of a little soul, a whole human person who is learning right now in childhood who they are, how to solve problems, how to figure things out, and keep growing forward so they can take all of that learning and build on it and fulfill the purposes of what their own lives are going to become. I'm mindful of that. I think about it. And that isn't always lofty, by the way. Sometimes that means I know what they need is that they have a person in their lives that as they grow up, that I always remain there as sort of a character, an icon, a person who liked them and loved them and challenged them, invested in them. So sometimes when I say I'm raising a soul, it's the little things like saying, I believe in you and I know you can make this happen. And then sometimes it is these very big things where I'm really thinking about what lessons do I want to teach and what are the values our family holds that I want to impart. And so then what happens for me is those behavioral problems that are, yes, frustrating and make you feel helpless as a parent. Those still exist, but I understand it's like we're taking this big walk together and I can't control the weather. And I certainly can step on rocks that hurt and then start learning how not to, for sure, through experience. That's how I think of those behavior problems, as these sort of thorny moments that sometimes there's something to learn from them and sometimes there's not. But they aren't the whole of my relationship with my children. And so I love it and I revel in it and I surrender to and accept the difficulties rather than hyperfixating on them and believing the fallacy that my job here on this earth is to erase and buffer and magically control every difficult moment that one of my children has.